Hi and welcome to IRL Daily, and I am your host, Dave in real life. In today's episode we are going to be looking at what went down on Smackdown and who it was the one what was judged out of the tribal court, the trial of Roman Reigns segment on Smackdown. This was absolutely brilliant and took up quite a lot of a 2-hour show, but we are going to kind of break it down in this episode, and I'm going to tell you what I thought of the old trial of Roman Reigns. The show started off hot, and we had the Usos come down to the ring. Obviously the crowd was shouting the ones and singing along to the Usos song. Just as they were starting to cut their promo, they would get interrupted by Paul Heyman, who brought out Solo Sikoa. There was a lot interesting little interaction between Paul Heyman and the Usos. Paul Heyman was just about to call out Roman as Solo Sikoa took the mic off him and threw it to one side, claiming that obviously action was better than words. But this did bring out Roman Reigns in the end, and we started off the show with the actual trial. And this was really cool. A lot of people were really into this, I guess. It really felt like that in the chat, but a lot of us were, and I was down for it. I don't think it should have lasted 40 minutes, but it did, and I think there was just a lot here to unpack. Obviously, Roman came down to the ring, tried to blame the Usos for making him act the way he has, and that, obviously he's been pinned by Jay. This changes nothing that he is still the tribal chief. But then Jay brought out Exhibit A, footage of Roman being quite aggressive and out of turn with the Usos, saying he hasn't made it easy for them at all, and that he was basically using the privilege of being tribal chief for his own gain, his own advantage. Roman saw this, was quite emotional about it actually, and proceeded to present his wreath, his tribal, there is a name for it, I don't know it to be quite honest with you, and he goes to hand it over to Jay. It's quite tearful, as you can see. He actually bends down for one knee. And really thought that this was quite interesting, but I was waiting for the swerve, I've got to admit. I felt that there was something not quite right with this segment, but as Jay leans in to have a word with his cousin, the low blow, yes, straight into Jay's Usos. He wasn't feeling quite so hoosey after this. It was a complete swerve. Suckered in by Roman so that Roman could get a level of revenge on Jay for what happened at Money in the Bank. And also this set off Jimmy. Jimmy started attacking Roman. Then obviously Sikoa got involved. It all started kicking off. But there was just a nice and a weird moment where Solo Sikoa was looking down at the wreath. And it's just like, does he pick it up? What's he doing? What is the thought process? And I kind of like this because it was quite prominent and quite of a noteworthy bit of this segment. Even at a point where he even has it in his hand and he's not quite sure whether he's going to hand it over to Roman. Maybe deep down Solo Sikoa does not think that Roman's his tribal chief. Maybe that's something that they're trying to tell us here, but certainly very, very noteworthy, and we will probably look back at this moment in weeks to come. A kind of like a turning point in this storyline for Solo Sikoa for sure. But there was a beat down. Obviously Solo has not turned his back on his tribal chief just yet, and they go out to destroy the Usos, yes. Getting Jay tied up on a rope while they decimated his brother using ring steps, even putting him through an announce table. This did end up with Jimmy going to a local medical facility, or as we like to call it, hospital, where Jay even went with him and thought that was it for the rest of the show, but it wasn't. Obviously, the last segment of this Smackdown show would be Jay coming back to face Roman Reigns, who was waiting for him in the ring. This pretty much went how you'd expect it. Jay started clearing house as he came out through the crowd, not from the main entrance. Steel chair in hand, beating up Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. Solo was left by Roman, who had ditched the ring with Paul Heyman. Left his championship belt, though, inside the ring, where Jay picked it up and made the formal challenge to the Tribal Chief for SummerSlam. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. We knew this was going to happen eventually. We finally got it, guys. We've got this match now completely confirmed. So yeah, Jimmy seemingly out of the picture for a short time due to being put through an announce table and hit by several stairs. I think a lot of people were kind of like they could have done more to him to make the his injuries a little bit more significant, but I was quite happy with it. I think it's one of the best segments on the show. It did take up pretty much all of SmackDown. We did have a couple of matches on there. Sheamus versus Theory, which Theory retained. Then we got AJ Styles against Karrion Kross, but turned into a squash match with AJ picking up an easy victory. And then we got Grayson Waller effect with Edge, which then that turned into a match. Edge beating Grayson Waller, with no disrespect there to Grayson Waller. He did actually put out a really good outing. But yeah, 7.5 is the score for SmackDown this week. Loved the trial of Roman Reigns. Felt that was gripping and really made the show a must watch just for that segment alone. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this in the comment section below. We'll be grateful to hear what you guys think. And yeah, what does the future hold for this storyline? Obviously, Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam should be fantastic. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you're new, because we will be doing a SummerSlam watch along on the 5th of August. So yeah, without further ado, I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome, and thank you for watching the first episode of the IRL Daily. We will be doing a daily video in the future. Bye for now.